Welcome back to Judgment Day Stories. We've watched the rise of a shadow empire. Now in part 3 of Sanctuary, we witness the dangerous moment when two separate paths are forced to merge into one. This is where the master plan gets messy, complicated, and a whole lot more dangerous for everyone involved. The title of this chapter is Convergence, and for good reason. It's the point of no return. Julian Croft has momentum. You can see it in the polls, you can feel it in the streets. But momentum in the world of high-stakes politics isn't fueled by ideals or speeches. It's fueled by one thing, and one thing only: capital, cold, hard cash. To seize the destiny he believes is his, Julian must make a deal. He has to step into rooms where desperation smells like expensive cologne, and the desire for redemption is a currency all its own. In these circles, every principle has a price tag, and Julian is quickly learning to be a ruthless accountant of his own soul. He's trading away pieces of his future influence for the immediate power he needs right now. But that money, the lifeblood of his campaign, has a source. And that source is getting harder and harder to hide from the public, from his rivals, and from the law. The checks he's cashing are written on an account of secrets and violence, and the bill is coming due.
Meanwhile,
His partner, Leo Hayes, is laundering more than just money. He's attempting to launder their entire criminal operation. He's trying to go legitimate, or at least semi-legitimate. But this transition brings a whole new set of problems. Going straight means facing new enemies, not in dark alleys, but in brightly lit boardrooms and the sterile halls of city government. The street fighter now has to become a CEO. He has to learn the language of spreadsheets, permits, and corporate warfare. The problem is, a CEO makes a much bigger, much more visible target for law enforcement than a ghost in the criminal underworld ever did. Every new business front, every new real estate deal creates a paper trail. And paper trails are what detectives live for. Leo's discovering that the rules of the corporate world can be just as brutal as the code of the street, just with better suits and more lawyers. He's fighting a war on two fronts, and he's stretched thin. This is the convergence. Their two separate systems, once parallel, are now linking up. Julian's political machine and Leo's financial empire are becoming one interdependent entity. We don't trade in vibes here, we trade in outcomes. And the unintended outcome of their brilliant strategy is the creation of a single, catastrophic point of failure. If one link in this chain breaks, whether it's a dirty political donation or a laundered real estate deal, the entire structure could unravel. The whole thing comes crashing down. There are people actively trying to break that chain. Determined detective is meticulously following the money, connecting the dots that lead from the street corner all the way up to the state house. And at the same time, a vengeful ghost from Leo's violent past is hunting for a weakness, looking for a hammer to bring the whole thing down, not for justice, but for revenge. The walls are closing in from all sides. This forces us to confront the central moral judgment for this chapter. When you build your new world using the corrupted materials of the old one, can it ever truly be clean? Can you build a sanctuary on a foundation of lies and blood? Or have you simply become the chief architect of a more efficient, more ruthless version of the very disease you swore you were going to cure? Julian and Leo started this journey to fix a broken system. But in their quest for power, are they just creating a monster that's even worse? They are in too deep to turn back now. The bridges behind them are burned. So the only way out is through, and that path is lined with fire. This is the point where all the excuses and justifications finally end, and the consequences begin. Can their partnership possibly survive its own success? The pressure is building, the cracks are showing, and something is about to explode. To see what happens when the pressure cooker finally blows, you need to watch part 4 of Sanctuary right now. The finale is coming, and you don't want to miss a second of the fallout. Subscribe and hit that notification bell because the breakdowns are just getting started. Judgment Day Stories. The verdict is yours to make.